Hello everyone, I'm Sano from Vision Inc. Today, I would like to talk about the financial results for the fiscal year that ended on December 31st, 2022. First, I have the consolidated financial results for the fiscal year that ended on December 31st, 2022. Sales increased significantly by 40.8%, from 18.1 billion yen in the previous year to 25,487 million yen. Operating profit increased from 1,105 million yen in the previous year to 2,414 million yen, which is also a significant increase of 118.5%. Profit attributable to shareholders of the parent company increased significantly, from 729 million yen last year to 1,548 million yen this year, a 112.4% increase. Next, I will tell you about Global WiFi's performance trends. The number of people traveling from Japan to overseas has recovered by 23.1% compared to 2019. The number of travelers is still very low. While the number of rentals for outbound trips is only at 23.7% compared to 2019, sales have recovered by 45.2%. We believe the longer travel periods are since many people can do their jobs from anywhere in the world, as long as they have internet access, so they don't have to return to Japan so quickly. Looking at the performance for the entirety of 2022, the number of rentals has not yet recovered, at only 12.2% compared to 2019. Sales are at 25.7% compared to 2019, but the figures show that quarantine and PCR inspection services supported the increase in profits. I will now tell you about performance trends in the information and communications service business. We provide a variety of information and telecommunication services, but have begun to focus more on stock-type business and in-house services, and are trying to increase LTV over the medium to long term through subscriptions rather than upfront payments. Although earnings are slow to increase, we have still increased sales by 20% since the previous year. On the other hand, we suspended the service of Vision Denki at the end of last year. While we were able to obtain many customers just 2 months after we began offering the service, the market worsened so badly that we began incurring losses. We transferred the service away at the end of last year, and this is why it seems like our profits significantly reduced. Aside from that, we have been continuing without change from our original situation. I will now explain our expectations for the outlook of the whole financial year. First, regarding the external environment and our business policy, we believe that domestic demand from corporate customers will grow this year, just like it did last year. Meanwhile, Global WiFi recovered only around 12% last year. Although it is gradually increasing, what will be very important are an increase in the number of flights, lower fuel surcharges, and lower airfares. Some airlines have made announcements regarding these things, but the fact is that our forecast is still uncertain since things are not yet back to 2019 levels. We expect border controls and PCR test requirements to be lifted, which will positively affect Global WiFi. It seems that inbound tourism has been recovering relatively well, though outbound tourism, while we did not factor in the issue with the number of flights, will possibly increase a lot over the next year, which will help both Global WiFi and Ninja Wi-Fi. Please understand that all these things have factored into our plans. Many manufacturers in the information and communication service business have been affected by the global semiconductor shortage. Fortunately, we have multiple businesses, so we will pay attention to the balance of our portfolio to quickly respond to any situations, like shifting personnel to businesses with higher growth potential. Another one of our intentions is to continue focusing on building long-term earnings as our subscription services have been growing steadily. This is our full year forecast for the fiscal year ending December 31st, 2023. First, we estimate 26,553 million yen in sales, which will be a modest increase of 1,065 million yen from the previous year. I will discuss this breakdown later. Operating profits were 2,412 million yen, but we are now projecting 3 billion yen, an increase of 24.3%. We expect profit attributable to shareholders to increase from 1,548 million yen since last year to 1,990 million yen, which is also up 28.6%. I'll now share the breakdown of our full year forecast. I have already told you our overall profit. Now I'd like to talk about Global WiFi, Information and Communications, and glamping. First, Global WiFi. As last year we made only 14.3 billion, this was the first time profits had decreased at 13.741 billion yen. However, this is based on our guess that the quarantine and PCR test requirements will come to an end, and is also factoring in the issue of flights. We have not yet figured out how to include these details into this forecast. As the situation gradually recovers and becomes clearer, we will disclose more information. The information and communications service business is projected to increase by 1 billion yen, from 10.6 billion yen in the previous year to 11.6 billion yen. In the glamping business, we expect to grow from 340 million yen to 885 million yen, an increase of 545 million yen. As for individual profits, the plan for Global WiFi is in the same state as of the sales I mentioned earlier. We are determined to work hard to catch up and exceed the 2019 figures and increase our market share. The information and communications service business is expected to increase to 943 million yen, with additional earnings from Adval, a space sharing business that became one of our subsidiaries last year. We expect to see significant increase in its profit, including the elimination of negative power consumption. Glamping was in the investment phase last year, but from this year, it will gradually begin to generate profit. Thus, Vision Group's overall profit will be approximately 3 billion yen, and we will make a united effort to achieve the highest profit possible. Next, I will talk about profit from stocks and in-house services. Here is the breakdown. In 2022, in-house services recorded 850 million yen, and profits from stocks was 300 million, a total of 1.16 billion yen. This is an increase from last year's 1.02 billion yen. We have been growing steadily every year, and we intend to continue to focus on this area. Now I'll talk more about glamping. We incorporated Koshikano Onsen into our group last January, and in December, we opened Vision Glamping Resort, Yamanakako, where you can see Mount Fuji from every room. The resort has been very well received and enjoyed by many guests. In November-December, we made a large upfront expense for a test opening. Even though we already announced our forecast for this year, we hope you will see a lot of growth ahead of us. Thank you very much for taking the time today to listen to my explanation of our financial results. Although we are not yet fully recovered, I believe that we can all feel that things are returning to normal. We have prepared a lot. Therefore, I would like to ask for your continued support, as we will all do our best to exceed your expectations. Thank you very much for your attention.